guys, and welcome back to In Development on this wonderful rainy morning here in London. For Mondays, hello to everybody who's watching. I know we've got in the chat, who've we got this morning? Dane Armour, as always. Hey buddy, how's it going? Lily, Nick, hey guys, missing you loads. Today, I'm just going to jump straight into it because we've got a lot to go through. We are joined today by, let me just get them on screen here. We are joined today by two editors from Nomad, which you can check out right here. And their names are James Norris. Hello, James.
Hello there, Ross.
and assistant editor, we have. Oops, I got your things on everything. Here we go. James Norris and Rob Groves. Hello, Rob.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Not going outside or anything like everyone should.
Yeah, like everybody should.
I would go one up on Rob and say I'm doing very good.
Doing very good? What's brought this on?
You always have to outdo me. Yeah. Just let Rob go first, judge where he's at, and then just sort of go one level above.
Just go on above. Where are you at the moment, James?
I'm in South Croydon.
Okay.
Sunny South Croydon.
What's it like down there? How's Croydon behaving in all this?
It's been very nice. We're quite suburban. So we get a lot of walkers going to the woods, and we have a good view of the Shard with its NHS blue, which we can look at every night, which is a very nice thing to see.
I didn't even know that they were doing that. Can't see it from where I am. That's crazy.
No, it's all lit up blue every night.
Nice. Where are you, Rob?
I'm in Stoke Newington, trendy Stoke Newington.
Nice. Yeah.
Where you see there's a lot of people out and about, especially in the sunshine. You can see them walking past, going to the park, having a nice time.
Lovely. Wait, they're not supposed to be doing that. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Up this way, there's just huge groups of people just kind of pretending like nothing's happening when the sun is shining, but it's all right. Yeah. It's all right. How are you?
Where are you, Ross?
I'm just up the road from you. I'm in Walthamstow, so yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
very nice.
It's one half of everything in lockdown, and the other half is kind of like people talking to you, confused as to why you're like shambling around going, stay away. Nick, who we work with, his dad's made him a bow. Like, Donatello, Ninja Turtle? He's actually made him a bow to keep people at the mandatory 6 feet distance. Absolutely crazy.
I saw a post of an Italian guy who just made a big 2-meter circle around him from a hula hoop.
Oh yes,
down the road.
I think that is awesome. I love that. What is that?
If he gets on Dragon's Den quickly, he'll get that into mass production.
What's James? What's getting you through this whole thing at the moment? Do you have any specific thing that you're building into your routine? That's giving you such joy.
I'm lucky enough to have a garden, so that is. I feel sorry for people that don't. So that's been something that's been, a great place of solace, being able to sort of get out there, listen to the birds, look at the blue sky, which has been very blue recently. So yeah, I'm a bit upset when I hear that they're closing down parks for the people that don't have access to a bit of green space.
Yeah, it's kind of like us up here. There's just one huge park, and if that closes, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to kick off. What about you, Rob? What are you doing? What's keeping you sane?
Luckily, I'm right across the road from Abney Park Cemetery, which is really quiet and really. So I've been going for runs, seeing how much I can run now, and that's it. One run a day, and that gets me through it really.
Yeah, that's good. That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know how sitting at home being inactive all day must be killing for everyone. So I hope they don't close that park as well.
Yeah, I think they were actually saying that if they generally see that people are misbehaving, especially this Easter weekend, they might actually force a full lockdown. So,
oh god,
won't that be fun, huh? So, more time to do these kinds of things. Definitely, my daughter will not have killed us all by then. But you guys are at Nomad. How is you guys have a lot of offices across the world. How is this affecting your workflow? Are you guys just busy across all kinds of different projects now? How has work life changed?
Well, it's obviously, I think, for lots of people in the industry, it's radically different. We've had the sort of finishing off of jobs. So now we're sort of waiting to see where the new type of work will come from and how agencies and production companies will go about trying to do their business with all the restrictions in place. So now there's a few little projects that I'm involved with that have been thankfully just shot before the lockdown. One project was a skateboarding film where they just got out of Australia on the last flight, so that was very fortunate. And then I'm working with a director on a long-term sort of project that we've been pitching to a brand, and now is a good sort of time to sort of make use of the time to work on that.
Yeah. Carla shared with me one of the works that you have actually in the oven at the moment. We're not going to show that here today, but how are you feeling about those things, which are sort of the reused material, recycling things in sort of creative and new ways and stuff? How are you guys feeling about that as a new trend that might just be coming along? Puts a lot of the creativity, I guess, in your hands.
Yeah, I think I don't want to speak for Rob, but me and Rob have worked on a few of those. We worked on one with Jared Leto that we had a great fun on. So if that is the new norm for a couple of months, then it's a very creative way of editing. It's great fun for the editor because the editor is very important in that type of role. I think, I'll let Rob as well sort of speak about it because there's a lot of material on those jobs, so it is really like a team effort. I think we had like a very enjoyable experience on the last one. It's one of those ones where, as an assistant doing all the ingest, getting everything in, it's a big task to begin with. So once you have it in, you go really late nights trying to deal with all the different codecs, frame rates, and it's that part is very hard work. But then you get to see, which I think is one of the most interesting types of editing, where you have so many different clips of different things going on that don't really have their own narrative. There's no pre-built narrative, and you get to see coming from all this random mishmash of footage to building a thread and coming through. And I think especially the one with Jared Leto, it was really interesting to see how that comes together to form a narrative, and the editor almost becomes a writer using images, which is something that working with James lets me learn a lot about the process and seeing how to do that with almost random non-connected footage. You find a personality in the film itself. And so working with an assistant, working with Rob, it's really refreshing because you've both got your individual tastes and you can sort of bounce ideas off each other, and that will lead to sort of a bigger and better thing, really. We could sort of find things in the footage that were work on that idea, work on that emotion. And it was a very rewarding experience in a creative way and in a team way as well. It was a good thing that James is an editor that really helps you get involved in the project a bit more. So assisting can be very much a technical role, but it can, if you're allowed to, if you're working with someone who's very open to get involved. And he had me looking through all the footage and pulling out moments that I really loved, and it might be a moment he's missed and that speaks to me in a certain way because of my different view of things. And then big debate, a big argument.
Yeah.
Why that's good, why that's bad.
Yeah. How many assistants have you been through?
Sort of testing of people's personal judgment.
Have you been through many assistants, James?
I think he prefers a whack-on pen.
Oh, I see. Here we go.
I'm not one of those. I'm not a whack-on pen throwing editor. I don't want that reputation in town.
Yeah. Yeah, whack-on pens are way more valuable than you, Rob. Just kidding. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to quickly interject here to say hello to everybody in the chat there. Will Hughes, hello. Carla Thomas, of course, from Nomad. Hello, who set this up. Daisy Sarah, always a strong supporter. Thank you so much. If I've missed you guys, I'm sorry. Hassan, hey Hassan, how's it going, buddy? Of course, this whole thing, we started this because we wanted to raise money for Crisis UK, which is a charity here in the UK which deals with poverty and homelessness. Here in the UK, we set a goal of reaching £1,000, and so far a lot of people have helped us get nearly there. We're 3/4 of the way. It's 750. The last person to donate, of course, being the wonderful Carla Thomas herself, with £12 to just top us up very neatly up to 750. But thank you again to Hassan and Natalie as well. Thank you guys so much. If we can, by the end of today, see this just move. Just let's get this thing moving. Let's get close. I would love if within the next week or so we can actually get this done and we can move on to supporting somebody else, because I think having a charity to support throughout all of this has been wonderful, and every penny counts, guys. I know that times are tough and everybody's a bit afraid, but there's people who have less than nothing, so that really could benefit from your generosity. So from that weird segment there, I'm very sorry. If you guys want to see anything else, guys, make sure that you go back and check before. There's all the other streams from last week. Definitely make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell, because you want to see guests much like James and Rob again. But the reason why that we have them here today is not just to wax lyrical about how much they love each other and definitely on the verge of a breakup. I've asked them to pick out a handful of spots that they've recently worked on together to discuss. But without giving away too much, James, do you want to introduce the first one?
Yeah, Ross, which one are you going to play first?
I'm going to play Oppo. It's going to be Oppo first.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, should we start from the beginning?
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. Here we go. Here you go, guys. Here's Oppo.
Oppo, that was one that was shot in Lisbon. I was remotely editing that.
Yeah, hold on.
So I was in a hotel room, and then we brought it back to Nomad in London to finish off. So I was stuck in a hotel room whilst the production company were going around the incredible locations of Lisbon. And I think this was shot inside an old university/college, which has a very lovely wooden tone to it.
Cool. Here's Oppo. Was Oppo. What can you tell us about that then? Who directed that one, James?
That was with Leonard Breeder at Radical, who's a very good friend of mine now. And I think, he's a lovely, lovely guy. And he's a pleasure to work with. So, we've done quite a few spots. I think you'll see another spot coming up, a Nike spot that he also directed.
Oh, very nice. Oh, you're getting them all in. That's good. Nice. So tell me about. So you were there just doing a rough cut on location, and then you came back to do the finish. Did you?
We did most of the cut there. We came back and did a bit more in London, but it was beyond a rough cut. It was quite time pressure based because the client was in China and they had to fly back at some point. So we did a little bit more than a rough cut, and then brought it back to finish off and to grade at Nomad with Felipe at Nomad in London. Nice.
And was there a particular challenge and things about this that made it tricky, or what was it like? I feel like there's a story behind it somewhere.
There's the normal challenges of clients and all different people's perspectives and views. This one was tricky to get in the time allotted because they had the guy, the dancer is incredible, and he had so much good stuff. So the trickiest thing was getting it all into sort of the time section and not missing out.
Yeah, no, it's really great. I love it.
Good stuff in the end.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Autumn de Wilde's Uniqlo thing. I love it. Just in the art direction and stuff. Yeah. It's really nice. Really nice spot. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, it's a really beautiful one. I really love the location, and I love that, aesthetically it's really pleasing. And it's the same things what James was saying, getting that balance of between everyone, because everyone wants something different from the film, and I'm really happy with the way it came out to balance what everyone's needs, but while still keeping it such a really nice, beautiful film.
Yeah. I'm sensing there's some tensions there, but we will not mention them. We won't explore those little tasty bits, but I think everybody who's watching knows what those could be. Shall we jump straight into the Nike spot?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Noi votiamo.
They were very.
And we're back.
Well, so it's always just balancing what people want, because people want different things.
Indeed, people want different things. We were just having a chat there about product placement in commercials and how Rob is very much for it. Thinks a film can only benefit from more. Yeah, more product.
He's always coming in and going on about it, saying, come on, put a bit more in.
Yeah, a bit more in, please, James.
Can this ad just be the product?
Yeah. You know what lets us down? People. People let this down. So Nike, another outing there for you with Radical, I imagine. Tell us about that, James.
Yeah, that was with Lenny again. That was straight with Nike, and that was quite driven by Lenny and his ideas. It was based on marathon running and groups of people. It was a great experience. I really love that film. Really think it's quite fresh, unique. There's lots of lovely little editing tricks. It's shot across very different formats. Got great energy.
Yeah. I love the. What about the sort of the frame within a frame, the insert things? I really love that. Whose idea was that? It's fine for you to claim.
I enjoy doing that little thing. I enjoy doing those sort of glitchy things. And again, when you work with an assistant, that's something that's really good to work on together, that they can be working on very sort of macro details, playing around with things, experimenting, not being afraid of doing something wrong, because mistakes in those sort of things can lead on to great things.
Yeah.
So that's a very interesting sort of part of the editing assistant dynamic.
And your relationship with the director must have had a big thing in that. How do you feel about putting in those were you just putting in those ideas, and how do you like to operate? Do you wait for them to tell them their ideas and then you execute those, or do you sometimes slip in a few things of your own?
With Lenny, because we've got such a close relationship and we've known each other for a while, then I sort of know what he wants, so I sort of go to town on those ideas, and often I can be the one sort of pulling him back, and sometimes he might pull me back. So saying let's not go too much overboard on this little area here. Let's let it breathe. Less is more. So with a director that you've worked with for a long time, you sort of start to understand each other very, very closely, and you can sort of do things without sort of even talking to each other about it.
Is that the way you prefer it? Let's just not, Lenny. Let's just not. It's just that long-term relationship. My girlfriend and I are enjoying that quite a lot right now.
It's often like girlfriend. You feel when you work with another director, sometimes you might feel like you're cheating a little bit. No,
that is true.
It's interesting. It's good to get to know a director and get to know what their tastes are. You have to do that very quickly anyway on any job, even if you're working with a director for the first time.
Find out what they like, what they're into,
what their tastes are.
Yeah.
So I like the variety.
It's always good to it's good to work with other people. You know, keep so you come back with some new tricks when you're in a room together alone. Yeah. I think that's good. I see there's a chat there from Jo Apps, who was here with us last week. Hello, Jo. She said, edit assistants, luxury.
We do provide a service.
Luxury, yeah.
Enjoy it.
Rob Groves, the luxury service, the limousine of edit assistants, if you will. The third piece is Zalando. Should we jump into that?
Yeah, let's go into that. There's a new director. No, there's not a new director here. It's Lenny again.
It's Lenny again. Is this a love letter to Lenny and Radical? You guys love you so much.
They had a thing going, didn't they?
Should have got him involved. Oh.
Here we go. Here's another one from Lenny. go. That was Zalando with Lenny again. Fantastic. We've got, just to stop before we talk about that, we've got a question in from Monty Wilson. Hello, Monty. He asks, was this shot, I think this is the last spot, the Nike spot, was it shot with the track already in mind? Well, I guess once that, how did it arrive with you then, James?
No, it wasn't. It was, we worked quite closely with the composer. So first of all, we didn't have that track.
All right.
We were using purely sort of visual rhythms, and then at a certain point, quite reasonably early on, he got a rough version of the track back to us, and then we worked further and further with him. So we got to quite interesting points and discussions where I wanted to do something visually, but the composer didn't think we could replicate the music to work in those bits.
He just didn't want to change his track.
There's sort of like tiny moments where we were sort of clashing in the nicest way.
How do you handle that with that? Because that's sort of an asynchronous thing with saying. Did you have to get with Lenny like, listen, who do you love and respect more? Is it me or this punk?
It's tricky because Lenny used to be a musician.
Oh, damn! All those sensitivities, huh? Damn.
Yeah.
He's like, I know music. You're like, oh dear. Oh, well, we won't. I think.
So,
yeah. Well, there you go. I hope that answers your question there, Monty. There you go. Yeah. Hello again to Kathy Wang. Thank you. Welcome back. Any other questions, guys? Please let us know. Again, I'm actually just going to roll Zalando in the background on mute. We can just chat about that. Where did this How did this project come about? Lenny's like, I don't know. Hey, you around? It's like
I suppose the guys went off to, I think it's shot in Switzerland on a glacier because of the time of year.
Okay.
There's very little snow around because it has to be ready for the winter season, so they have to go and shoot it really in summer.
Oh God, okay.
And I went and hooked up with the guys in Berlin to edit it once they got back.
Oh, right. So how come? Oh, what? It's Radical's Berlin office, or?
It was through Radical London, but Lenny's based in Berlin. The client was based in Berlin. The agency were based in Berlin.
Oh, nice.
So it made more sense to go and edit it over there.
How much do you like traveling around to doing edits? Are you a man of home comforts, or do you love the opportunity to move?
No, I do love the opportunity. I love home, but I mean, it's a great part of the job, being able to see the world and being able to go and work in different parts of the world, because I think you see places differently when you work there and not when you're traveling there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, of course, this is entirely a world that no longer exists.
Yeah.
Remember when you could go? You go places?
It was good all those years ago when you were allowed to travel to different countries. Yeah.
Yeah. Got to smoke them if you got them. What about you, Rob? Are you, while James is jetting off around the world on these exotic edit things, are you at home just give me your day to day of taking care of the man, the myth, the legend that is James Norris?
So usually, I mean, occasionally, which is best for everyone, is there's money in the budget to bring the assistant with you to the country, because it makes it a lot smoother for everyone. There's a lot of knowledge that we know that can help, on set with the shoot, getting everything technically correct, which is very helpful. And occasionally we do have the chance to go along as well. If not, it gets to where we're doing things remotely, which is never as ideal, but we always make it work to the best way possible.
Do you guys have to share a room? Do you have to like get the old twos up, the old the twin bed scenarios? If you do, just like, and that's where James is like, I need some space. I need my own room right now.
There was that one hotel room in Berlin, James.
Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about that, Rob. And I said before, don't bring that up.
I like to talk about our open relationship and how I.
moving on swiftly. Actually, before we do, Joe Apps asks, boring question, but what software do you guys cut with? Or what do you cut? I guess it's two questions. What do you cut with, and what do you like to cut with?
It's probably the same answer to both. Avid. I do occasionally use Premiere, but it's pretty much always Avid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, for an assistant, I think more and more, even when I started, we were just using Avid. Avid is, if you're talking about offline editing, Avid is just better than all the others to cut with, in my opinion. But also as an assistant, we're learning a lot more about different software. So, you need that knowledge of After Effects to get those rough effects on offline edit as good as they can be. You need a bit of a bit of Audition to get some sound stuff that you can't quite do in the offline as well in other programs. So I think to make yourself the best you can be as an assistant and the most useful you can be, you do need a possible place it can be.
That's what Papa likes. That's... Anyway, Age UK. This is the next spot. We're just going to dive straight into it. We're going to have a chat about it afterwards.
Sorry to bother you, love. I'm just so lonely these days. I need someone to talk to.
It's my mum. Sometimes she doesn't seem to recognise me. I don't know what to do.
I've lived here all my life and I don't want to leave my home. But I'm struggling to cope, if I'm honest.
Hello. I was wondering
if you could help. Since my wife passed, I've not been doing so well, really. My wife used to take care of a lot of things, but now I've got no one, really.
She's been poorly for a long time. My husband's not been right since his fall.
I'm worried about my dad.
You get really confused.
It's okay. We can help you with that. Don't worry.
We're here for over 2.5 million older people with no one to turn to. And with your help, our work can go on.
James Laws, who's now at Archer's Mark.
There we go. Okay, awesome. And what made you want to include that? Who included that one?
That was one that Rob wanted to have a little chat about. It's a lovely, lovely spot. And I think, it'd be quite good, for Rob to have a chat about it, because often the assistant, one of the fun things for the assistant to do is to work on the sound design, and the sound design in that is beautiful. So I'll hand it over to Rob.
Tell us about it, Rob.
Yeah, that's one of the more fun things that I get to do. Is there's usually do a preliminary sound lay before James gets onto it. So that's another thing that we're talking about, the extra skills that you need is, sound design as well. And that was really nice to create that whole soundscape. The reason I wanted to include it was because it's, I think, very nice to be able to do work for a charity, that's trying to do something nice in the world and not just selling products, which is fine as well, but it's really nice to be able to do that. And also to, big up your charity appeal that you were talking about earlier. I think we should all get on that if we can.
The director, James Laws, as well, he has a very unique way of shooting things. It feels very real, sort of very beautiful and very sort of magically constructed, the way the camera moves. But within that, it all feels so real. And I think the visuals and the sound will work incredibly well to achieve that.
Yeah. Yes, I think it's really great. I'd only seen parts of it, but I'm really glad that was included for all those reasons. But I had no idea that. But who handled the sound design from there? Did you have notes from the director having that in the initial thing, or was that just your own ideas and then they carried that forward into the sound design?
It's a collaborative effort. So we would work on the sound, Rob would work on it, I would work on it, and then the director would be involved in the edit, and then the director would then take it on and finesse it in the sound house. It's all very much a team. team thing. There's certain things in there that are to be expected, but it works on lots of different levels. Lots of different people get involved at different stages.
I think it's fantastic. Do we have any questions, guys? I want to check out, make sure that anybody has it. Oh, okay. I see Vish. Yeah, thanks, Hassan. Say thank you very much to Vish for us. I really appreciate it. Also, one question I have for you guys is when do you ideally like to be get involved in a project? Do you like it? Would you rather be involved in the development stage, or just wait until production and then you can start to pick it apart and bring your own ideas there, so you don't already start loading up your minds beforehand, or how do you like to work, James?
It can certainly help to be involved in the development stage. I do like being on the shoot. I think being on the shoot gives you sort of an invaluable insight into what the production company and the director have had to sort of go through, the little twists and turns that a shoot can encompass. So it does really give you such a head start being involved in the shoot, if that's possible.
Yeah. What about you, Rob? Do you get many opportunities to sit in at the moment, or are you?
Yeah, I mean, going again, just on the back of what James said, being on set, it can be really valuable to all of us, because sometimes, there's been so many conversations that you've not been privy to if you're not involved early on, that are important to when we get the footage and we get everything in, to knowing what direction we're going to go with it, and knowing how to get the best out of it we can. So, early as possible is great. And it's also great, for us to have that technical chat between me and the DIT to make sure, we're going to get everything in no lost time with all the quick turnarounds that we have at the moment.
Oh, amazing. And what are you guys looking forward to working on when we'll get out of this? What is sort of the ideal dream job for you next, James? What are you looking forward to sinking your teeth into?
I'm looking forward to when shoots return and people are able to shoot things. There's one idea that I'm working with a director on at the moment, working on the pitch. So hopefully, I can't say too much about it, but hopefully when the shooting restrictions are lifted, that'll be ready to go, and that should be something quite special.
Oh, nice. What about you, Rob? What are you looking forward to working on next?
So before this whole quarantine business, I was set up to work on to edit a short film, which is about an interfaith a non-binary couple getting married. It was a Muslim guy and a Sikh guy getting married. It looked really beautiful. It was all set to be great. They're still going to shoot it. It's called Queer Parivar. So I'm really looking forward to that. And also, I have the project about my grandmother, who's an Auschwitz survivor, that I've been working on for sort of years and years. So I always go back to that. That's always a hard experience to go through, listening to all the experiences and what happened with the direct connection to it being that my grandma is talking about all of this and it's stuff she's been through. But that's always something I come back to when I've got a bit of downtime around the paid work.
Oh, damn. Well, it'd be great to maybe when we're through this and you're done with it, it'd be great to have you come back and chat about that.
I'd love to.
Yeah. And also, James, it would be great to have you back and chat some more about some of your work that we haven't had a chance to look at today, or perhaps whatever you guys have in the pipeline. How do you have any thoughts on how you can sort of see your work or your workflow, the way of working, changing once we're out of this?
I think it'll be there'll be the rush. There'll be a big rush of work when things start to get back to normal. I think people will be more prepared to work remotely, to sort of not have to be always with the people you're working with. I think that'll be quite a big changer. Maybe things will be done a lot more locally. Maybe you won't have as many international jobs. Let us see. I'm hoping it just returns to normal, but maybe there will be some unforeseen consequences to it all.
I'm really looking forward to getting back into the office.
Yeah, I guess with something like what you're working with, especially working with your international offices, I'm guessing from my discussions with Liv and Carla, there's a lot of. Are you guys specializing in different offices, or does each office offer everything? How are you sort of dovetailing together?
There are little differences between the different areas. We largely do the same. Each office has a little bit of a different focus. So New York is slightly more editorial than LA, but we do everything. With Japan is quite different. Tokyo has quite a unique way of working where it's more about producers, and the producers bring all the different people together.
Okay. How is that? Is that a way that you'd like to work, or is that actually? I shouldn't even ask that question.
It's different. It's different. They're sort of like power producers that bring all the different components together. So they bring in the director, bring in all the post people. It's just a very different way of working. I don't want to speak for them, but I think maybe they would like to try and involve a little bit more of the European and American way of working.
Okay. It's just a big cultural difference then.
Yeah, with how their industry's set up.
Okay. Well, I've had a lovely time chatting to you guys. I could chat to you some more, but I'm very aware that people don't want to hear it.
Let's carry on. Let's go on.
We need to have at least one breakup on this show. So I think knowing that we've sown the seeds here will be very good. Next time it'll be just James comes on. Sadly, Rob's no longer with us.
I've left the industry.
Yeah, it's that bad. Well, thank you so much for your time today, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And hopefully, when we do the real life thing, IRL, who knows, the old history thing, you guys will come down to that. Maybe you can join us on stage for that. But in the meantime, definitely want you to come back and talk about work, or just hang out, talk about things you like, that kind of thing. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I hope you're going to have a good day, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Bye.
And that's the sound of me hanging up on two amazing guys. Thank you again so much to James Norris and Rob Groves. Again, just because I just figured out how to do this. Oh, I'm dimmed. Here I am. James Norris, go and give him a follow. Actually, I don't even think he's on social media. And Rob Groves, also probably not there because I was trying to find it on the interwebs, and I just found some guy who's into cars, and that might not be who they are. Also, a quick shout out to everybody who is in the chat and everybody who signed up, because we're posting all of our events over here on the dots. Kathy Wang, you know what we're talking about here. So there's quite a lot of people that are in here, probably are in the chat, but are running silent, running deep. Hello to all of you. Thank you so much for doing this, just so we can keep sort of track of who's in. Make sure that you add each other after this, and add us, and let's have a chat. Hassan, thanks a lot, guys, for doing. There's Felipe. Hey, Felipe. I know Felipe is a colorist, or is it are you colorist or a sound designer? I can't remember. Came to the event, coming on with Carla soon, I'm sure. Once again, thank you very much to our supporters, which are all down below here. And please support Christ UK. I'm going to now do it. See, I'm all on my own here, so I'm just going to ramble. I'm going to hit refresh here, and please, for the love of God, let's have this thing have moved. Oh, yeah. Hello, here's Liv Lawton. Thank you so much. That's Liv Lawton, who is also probably going to come on the show at some point when she's available. The MD of the London office of Nomad. And Scotch Bonnet. Of course, thank you so much, whoever a hot and spicy Scotch Bonnet is. That's great. I'm going to shout out to Vish. I'm going to see if I can remember what his handle is. If you guys know, this is absolutely not him. This is not him. This is he's an artist. He's a baller. What can I say? Hello to everybody. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. Hope you guys have had fun. Again, if you have any other questions, please hit those guys up directly through Nomad. You can find their contacts there, or through Carla. Yeah, I'm just going to say, just give Carla a call because she loves. There's the close-up for today. There you go. Just a little treat. I look awful. Oh my Lord, turn it off. Make it go away. What am I forgetting? Nick, Lily, anybody? Ooh. Oh yes, Dane and Kathy, they won our prizes last week. Dane, your Fox Cozy Cup is going to wing its way to you, but I forgot to ask you what your address is, so please drop me an email with that and I will see that it's dispatched. Kathy, yourself as well, or maybe we could just send it to the office. I don't know, whatever you like. Whenever this whole thing is over and Michelle and Lisa are able to leave the house, we're going to send those things over to you and you can just have fun in your home with whatever you want to wrap that cozy cup around. That was awkward, I don't know why. Also, 5 points, guys. One of our supporters, I'm always just going to mention them because we're just going to guilt trip them into giving us more beer and things to give away. There is a promo code down below. If you order over £50 worth of drinks or whatever, it's 20% off. The promo code is down below. And yes, they're all back in stock. Hey! You can just drink yourself into oblivion. Oh, there's even new stuff. Yeah, why not? What's this? I should do this in my own time. I realize that. Okay. What am I forgetting? Nothing. Oh, yes. Also, there is a number of secret projects that we're working on, which we are collaborating with Graft, who's one of our supporters. We will be in touch with people individually who want to participate in that. There's another one. If you are an editor or sound designer, composer, hit me up. Just let me know. I got something to show you. It's hot and fresh out of the oven. I just kind of want to get your eyeballs on it and see if you want to participate, which is perfect because this whole episode has just been about editors and their wonderful things, because they are the chemists. They are the cooks in that kitchen. They are... I don't know where this bit is going. So with that, I'm going to say thank you. I hope I haven't forgotten anything, but please remember to subscribe, share it with your friends, tell them all about it, and yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys. Bye.